Norfolk Action Group organized a series of activity about protest for Trump's visit and cuts on NHS.
We don't have to put up with sexism, we don't have to put up with Trump all day.
They think he's got the power, but actually people have the power. And the demonstrations of Trump have been very powerful. There was a march of women in Washington. We're not going to stop protesting.
I think there is an awful lot of media stuff out there saying, oh, he's bad, he's really bad. But I think that's twisting, I think that's media.
Migrant Solidarity Campaign Society at the UEA also show correspondent on campus.
People can get involved is through writing on our graffiti wall, letting migrants know that they're welcome, getting involved in societies which progress, like the current situation for migrants in terms of pay, scholarships available to international students, lowering hate crimes, jobs, security, etc.
Hundreds of Norwich citizens gathered at front door of City Hall fight May's invitation to Trump.
Special relationship, just say
no! Brick by brick, wall by wall, racist borders have to fall.
Just to show support and solidarity and show that hatefulness and oppression and bigotry and capitalist systems aren't the way to go. We don't support hate.
And to show that history should not be forgotten, and that what we're seeing in the US right now is exactly what happened before in Europe as well. And so we should not discriminate people and be careful about those bans that he's doing and all the non-democratic stuff that he's doing right now.
A larger-scaled demonstration against local service cuts on NHS was held at the outside area of St. Peter Mancroft Church. Protesters are particularly concerned about the recent Sustainable Transmission Plan proposals, which they fear will cut the number of frontline NHS services in Norfolk.
We want the government to increase the funding so that the NHS is not in such a crisis, and we don't want it to be made private. We don't support private insurance, which means that the people who have money can pay for their health, and people who don't have money, like in America, get a second-class healthcare.
Join it because I've been a nurse for 46 years. I care desperately about the NHS. I do not want it to be ruined for our people who will have to pay for healthcare. We want it to belong to our country as a right. Free healthcare for everybody. That's how it started and how it should continue.
There's massive underfunding, under-resourcing of these services, and people need to speak out when they can. Not everybody can feel they have a voice, so those of us who can, I think we should.
The MP for Norwich South, Clive Livers, gave a speech at the protest and talked about his thought for these activities.
And see more Daniel Blakes in the process.
We were so proud of our national healthcare system. It looks after everyone, whether you're poor or rich, it looks after you. We think that's important. And there are people in our country who don't believe in the national healthcare system. And it's our job as politicians, our job as protesters and demonstrators to make sure to remind people that the healthcare system that has been fought for them by their parents and grandparents is worth saving now.
For Norwich, as a peaceful and multicultural city in the past decades, why more and more people nowadays live here tend to participate in this kind of protests? Does protests really make a difference?